Yeah.
when Bruce was on the cover of Time and Newsweek, my brother took those and made book covers for his high school textbooks, and nobody knew who Bruce was. It was my brother was playing at the margins at that time, because in Concord, New Hampshire, it was Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, what wrongly gets called knuckle draggers music. So Springsteen was like,
term.
pretty deep, cerebral, unknown experience at that time.
Wasn't he playing the East Coast though? I mean, there were opportunities to see him play out there, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, by the time he's on the cover of Time and Newsweek, you're talking about, Born to Run being out. So he's established, there's already mythology surrounding him. But we were kids in Concord, New Hampshire. Like, you can't get to the shows. You can't get into, clubs. You could get into theaters and arenas. But it's always surprising with Bruce Springsteen's arc, how long it took to establish that artist. And part of what made it take that amount of time was Bruce himself. I think he had a confidence in his art, and he wasn't impatient to become Bruce Springsteen. He wanted to take time to craft this artistic identity. He did it slowly. There were pretty long gaps between albums, whether those were driven by, his legal woes or they were driven by artistic obsessions. He went slowly, and then it's only by the fifth release, The River, where he gets a top 10 single. Took a long time.
So what was your entry point? Which album?
Our entry point, I say our because music was a household thing. My mother had a cool record collection. My uncle listened to oldies radio. We were like set up to know that Springsteen was good.
Yeah.
So our entry point was the second album, Wild the Innocent and East Street Shuffle.
Okay.
And so then we worked back. We got the first record, then Born to Run comes, and we're all in. You're just waiting for everybody else to go out of the house and do something so you can sing along with Thunder Road.
And so what was that first show? Where were you? How old were you?
Oh, I mean, first Springsteen show? Way late. My first Springsteen show was Tunnel of Love tour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where were you?
You know what? I can't even remember where it was, but I mean, I was 17 when I joined my brother's band. So pretty soon we were out there playing shows. So Bruce had gotten on stage and played with us before I'd seen him play live.
That's such a trip.
Yeah. Okay. So what was that occasion? Was that with Petty, or where was that at?
No, that was at the Rhinoceros Club in Greensboro, North Carolina. And the E Street Band had a night off. They were on the third single of Born in the USA. So he was at this
peak. Okay.
Wild peak. And, we're playing in a half-filled Rhinoceros Club, and Bruce and Nils came, got on stage with us. And, by the time they got off stage and security helped them get out the door, that place was like 3 times legal capacity. It's pre-cell phones, but it's just, you're in Greensboro, North Carolina, and Bruce is in a club, like word gets out.
And what is that? Does he just have a guitar and he's like, suddenly, like, okay, we'll just follow whatever Bruce does, or what? I mean, this is your show and Bruce comes up on stage. Suddenly, is it a Springsteen show, or what is that like?
Well, no, he's too generous to take your show away. But when he gets up on stage with acts, it's generally like, let's dip into the catalog of classics and have some fun. And, you know, nobody's better at being Bruce Springsteen than Bruce Springsteen. You know, he understands that people are having this experience. Let's make this a party. So Nils got there first, and, you know, we weren't as shy with Nils. We were still shy, but we asked him if he wanted to get up and play Hang On Sloopy. And then
nice.
Bruce comes in the dressing room door, and it's a little harder for us to communicate. You know, I'm 18 or 19. I'm a teenager. And there's a hero in the dressing room, and Bruce said, yeah, let's do Stand By Me. So we knew what we were doing. And when we got on stage, I turned around to my amplifier and turned it all the way down to 0.
Oh, really?
Because
awesome.
I wasn't
Yeah.
going to miss this experience. And there were already 3 guitars plugged in, and a 4th was not necessary. So I just held the thing and watched it go down.